Hi, mathletes. Are you ready to stretch your brain? Today's question comes from problem solving experiences in mathematics. Mr. Tripler assigned one homework problem the first night. On each night of the following nights, he gave 3 times as many problems as on the previous night. After 5 nights, all the homework problems for the unit had been assigned. How many homework problems were assigned altogether over the 5 nights? Oh, this sounds like a good problem. Okay, you can pause the video here, and then when you're ready, you can resume and we'll see how we did. Welcome back. So, what strategy did you use? Did you try something new? Maybe you got stuck, but that's okay. Remember, we're just stretching our brains, so that's all right. Here's something that I thought. First, I wanted to unpack the problem. So, how many problems did Mr. Tripler assign on the first night? And it looks like here it said that he assigned one homework problem on the first night. And how many did he assign on each successive night? Well, it looks like he gave 3 times as many problems as the previous night. And then how many nights had all the problems been assigned? And it looks like that's at the end where it says 5 nights. All right, I decided to make a table and look for a pattern. So here's my table. And in the first column, I had the night. So then I looked at the problems assigned, and lastly, the total number of problems. So we had 5 nights, so numbers 1 through 5. And now let's look at the problems assigned. The first night, just one problem was assigned. But the second night, he had 3 times as many as the night before. So the product of 1 and 3 is 3. On night 3, again, 3 times as many as the night before. So 3 multiplied by 3, which is 9. And then for 4, probably are seeing a pattern here, 9 multiplied by 3, which is 27. And the fifth night is the product of 27 and 3, which is 81. So you can see it's 3 times the previous night. Now let's add these together for the total problems. Well, the first night there was just 1. The second night is the 1 plus the 3, so 4. The third night, 1 plus the 3 plus the 9, which is 13. The fourth night, 1 plus 3 plus 9 plus 27, and the sum is 40. And lastly, we can add 1 plus 3 plus 9 plus 27 plus 81, which will give us 121 problems. Yikes, that's a lot of problems to do over 5 nights. All right, do you want to do an extension? Now, I'm going to warn you, this one is very abstract, so it might be a little more difficult, but give it a go anyway. And again, if you get stuck, it's not a problem, and we'll see how we did. So here's your new one. Now, what would be the number of problems assigned on the nth night and the total number of problems assigned after n nights? So this would work for any problem. Okay, again, pause the video, give it a go, and then after you're done, or if you get stuck, and that's okay too, just resume. Okay, welcome back. Did you make another table? I did a table to start with too. I looked at my previous table and I noticed that I could play around with the total problems. So I changed that to it as a power since I noticed that these were powers of 3. So I noticed as the first night, it was 3 to the power of 0, then 3 to the power of 1, 3 squared, 3 cubed, and 3 to the power of 4. So again, notice that each night's count is a power of 3, but I also noticed that the exponent was 1 less than the night. So 1 minus 1 is 0, 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 1 is 2, etc. So this is a geometric sequence. Oh, that's fun. So we can play around with that. So let's verify that the problems on the nth night works. So we're going to use this sequence. A sub n equals 3 to the power of n minus 1. And n is going to equal the night. So let's verify it. So we're going to look at the first night right here. And for the first night, we're going to substitute n being the night, which is 1. And 1 minus 1 is 0. And 3 to the power of 0 is 1. And that's exactly what was assigned. So that verifies it. Let's try it now for night 5 down here. So again, we're going to replace the n with the 5 because it's the fifth night. And 5 minus 1 is 4. And 3 to the power of 4 is 81. And that's true. That is how many problems were assigned. So far, we figured out the number of problems assigned on the nth night. Now let's look at it after n nights, okay? Here we go. So what would be the number of problems assigned on the nth night? We did that one. Now the total number of problems assigned after n nights. Alrighty, let's give it a go. This, I noticed, is a geometric sequence, and this is the formula for a geometric sequence. For this formula, let's define our variables. A sub 1 is the first term, and that would be 1, and r is the common ratio. They're powers of 3, so the ratio is 3. So now let's plug it in. Here we have 1, okay, because that's our first term is 1. So 3 sub n minus 1. And then the common ratio was 3. So I plugged in the 1 for the first term and the 3 for the common ratio. Let's simplify this. We can use the distributive property for the numerator. So it's just going to be 3 to the power of n minus 1, and the difference of 3 and 1 is 2. So we're going to use this as our formula. So we're going to verify this now with the fifth night. So here we have the 3 to the power of 5. Remember, 5 is the night, minus 1 divided by 2. Simplifying it, 3 to the power of 5 is 243, minus 1 is 242, divided by 2 is 121. Let's see if it works. It's the total number, and when I add up all of these numbers, I end up with 121, so it's verified. So the problems on the nth night would be 3 to the power of n minus 1, and the total problems of n nights is 3 to the power of n minus 1 divided by 2. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because then you'll never miss a new question of the week. They come out every Saturday morning on the East Coast time. And if you want to leave a comment, that would be great. Maybe you can talk about maybe something that stumped you or a different method that you used. And if you know someone who would love this challenge, send it their way so that they can enjoy it as well. And again, if this was hard for you, don't worry about it. Remember, that just means that your brain is growing.